Ladies, gentlemen, and Barry Buttons, welcome to Video Guiden. My name's Ryan McLeod.
And my name's Rob. For a second there, I thought I was you. Because you're Rob Florence.
No.
Oh, how do you do that?
The trickster wins again.
Amazing. Welcome to the world's most famous and best video games TV show. Let's have a look at some of the press we've been getting.
Right, let's have a look. We've not been getting any press. That was a trick as well.
For a second there, I thought we were successful.
Original games show.
Oh, well, maybe one day we'll be on network and have a big budget and stuff.
Aye, probably. You'll not be there though, because the BBC are getting rid of you.
Rob the Trickster. Oh, you tricked me. Rob!
Gaiden.
Okami from Clover Studios is a game that some of you may have heard of before. It's out in the US and Japan, and it's been painted by some as a classic. Personally, I've been waiting to get my hands on this game for a long time, so let's feast our eyes. Bloomin' gorgeous, isn't it? Bloomin'. See what I did there? Yes, Okami is visually stunning and very, very Japanese. The backstory, which is detailed at the start of the game, is as follows. 100 years ago, Amaterasu, the god of the sun, wandered the lands of Nippon in the form of a white wolf, no less, and protected all life from evil. Inside a cave there lived an 8-headed serpent called Orochi, who villagers offered up female sacrifices to. Eventually, however, a warrior named Nagi decided he was sick of the sacrifices and got into a scrap with Orochi. Nagi took a tank and Amaterasu intervened, and eventually both the serpent and the wolf died. Flash forward 100 years, and Orochi, the evil serpent, has been released on good behaviour. What is this world coming to? Has this guy been rehabilitated? Has he arse? He's as bad as he ever was. This government is handing out ASBOs left, right and centre, and this case proves that no even death can straighten these people out. So he's out acting the goat again, so it makes clear sense that the goodie should come back as well. That's you, by the way. You're the reincarnation of Amaterasu, the sun god, and it's your job to transform the landscape of Nippon and let life flourish again. Unoriginal, okay? Games are getting more and more like TV shows. If it's not about a car boot sale, it's about a bloody makeover. Okami is like a Zelda game. I wanted to avoid saying that, but it's the quickest way to describe it, and there are unquestionable similarities. It's adventure and exploring and collecting and some fighting. Some of these things work better than others. For example, exploring and collecting is entirely up to you. You're free to go at your own pace, but it's not the quickest game to get going. Now, if you can sum that up by calling the game slow, I'd be more inclined to say you're the slow one. The adventure is cracking though, relaxing, endearing and fun. All backed up by the excellent characters and the, let's face it, beautiful visuals. Speaking of the visuals that are beautiful, the beautiful visuals, oh look at it, it's better than life. The whole game is presented like a painting in motion, and in line with that theme, it lets you have a go as well. You're a god, so you've the divine ability to use the celestial brush, which means that in virtually any point in the game, you can bring down a canvas over the screen and paint over reality, which can serve both as a weapon in fights and as a tool for solving puzzles. Unfortunately, too often, the signposting for this mechanic's use is usually quite obvious, which makes the idea seem a little underdeveloped. Puzzles and such aren't so rewarding because there's not the variation there could be. The brush can also break up the pace of fights because it's essentially like pressing pause every 5 seconds or so, a bit stoppy-starty. Boss fights are a treat, but quite rare. In the overall gameplay department, the game is very, very player-friendly. That's me being polite, it's pish easy is what I'm saying. Make absolutely no mistake about it, Okami is a wonderful game. One of the best in the PS2. It's an experience that if it hooks you, you won't want to end. So when it comes out over here, just buy it. And if you don't, and I see you swanning about without a copy, I'm going to bring that canvas down out of your face and draw weeping willies in every one of your foreheads, alright?
Right, now you're going to have to get some gaming knowledge, don't you, if you want to be a regular fixture on this show.
Right, fair enough.
I know you, him. Oh, répétez after me. Garden heroes.
He's going to say guiding.
He's no going to say guiding, I've inspired him. Come on, you can do it.
He's going to say guiding, that's what he's bred to do.
Shut up, come on. What's that?
Guiding.
Ah, that's it. Come on, 6 of the best. Ben do. You just shut your eyes. Do I see this?
Guiding.
Robert, I don't want to do this feature.
But it's an incredible challenge. This is a game called Katamari Damacy, where you roll about a ball, picking up things and picking up bigger things. We are going to make them in real life.
Look at it, it's too difficult. You can't do that in real life. Right, fine, I'll do it.
I'm not a great graphic artist. I think my design, I just thought keep it simple. The big advantage I've got is that I've played the game, and Ryan hasn't played the game. Use the design for the game, because it must be designed that way for a reason, you know what I mean? They must know something more about it than I do.
Initially, I had planned to build a structure with canes, but the three-dimensional aspect of the structure kind of threw me a bit and it became far too complicated. How do you make a ball?
I used plasticine first of all, and I wanted to try it in plasticine, just build it up, just exactly like in the game, because, I mean, games are designed by numbers, guys. I'm a words guy, I don't know anything about numbers. I'm thinking they've got an insight here. So I just built it out of plasticine, modelled it on the game's ball pretty much accurately, which he won't be able to do.
I'm going to start with a manufactured sphere and then build upon it with different layers, giving it more mass.
I discovered that honey is not as sticky as you would think. It's quite sticky when you put it on toast.
He's probably been sitting there the whole time eating his sticky stuff.
You know, it's not like I was testing these substances just so I could eat them. You know what I mean? I was testing them because everybody was saying to me, well, honey's sticky, jam's sticky, you know what I mean? But I didn't really think they would be the answer. It's nice, but it's not sticky.
I started off with Marmite, but it didn't work. Then moved on to super glue, because that's glue, obviously, and it's super. It's sticky, but it's set too fast.
He's always in my shadow, kind of, and I've got to try and keep him from coming out from my shadow. That's my major concern, kind of. And this is just another way to get him back in his box, you know what I mean? Just say, look, just leave it to the man, he'll deal with it, you know what I mean?
He's almost like that. He's a big talker, that's what he is. Big, arrogant talker. It's his... I'm not normally like this, but he pushes my buttons.
Rab's going to be the victor. Rab's going to be the victor. Amazing Rab's enormous big ball. Champ. Simple as that. Bow down for Rab's bally specimen. Chicken wire with carpet tape.
Ryan's is made of a medicine ball wrapped in carpet, some rope and some plumbing tape.
Full of motion. Stay it up.
Want me to pick him up for you?
Oh, come on.
No, I saw that. Come on, boys. No!
Come on!
Picking things up.
Ah, crap. It's shrunk. Mine's is shrunk. Come on, Ty, here you are.
You've got more items left.
No,
in the lane
I want to
than I have.
count. We need to count.
I'm absolutely overjoyed. It's a victory against him is just the best feeling ever, and I'm very proud of myself. Robert's made that sign because he was expecting to win and rub it in, but it's mine now. You alright? What's up with you? Oh, you pleb.
Guiding.
Oh, I hate you for wanting to do a bit on this game. I hate you.
Look, bear with me, Rab. I stake my reputation on it. This is Game of the Year, just like the television series was the best thing on TV in years.
You've changed, Ryan.
I'm only kidding, bud. It's actually absolutely atrocious because you see, it's like a rip-off of The Sims, but it actually manages to be even more boring and vacuous than The Sims.
It doesn't look boring. It looks bloody brilliant, actually.
You've changed, Rob.
I'm only kidding, bud. It looks so bad I kinda want to smash your skull right through the screen.
Well, here's the funny thing, actually, because while I was playing it, I did smash my skull right through the screen. It was one of the terrible mini-games that pushed me over the edge. Man, it's shocking, this.
No, it's okay.
I'm not even calling it a game. Don't try and make me.
Call it a game and I'll give you 20 pence.
It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game.
The secretary. So I did the only sensible thing.
God, the
I
woman
kicked
taught a
him
load of
out.
pish, didn't they?
Or he left. Well, I'm completely over
shut
him
up.
now.
Gaiden.
Now, you might have noticed in previous weeks the show that you're watching just now, it's called Videogaiden. But we've been banging on about Shenmue 3.
I'm wanting rid of the series forever, and he's wanting a new instalment made for it. So let's catch up on the drama with the Shenmue. Mr. Joanne expressed it as using sound, what is here before us in our terrible lives.
Things have started to get interesting. Let's take a look at the major points from this week. So, as we can see, the campaign might get close in the coming weeks if the internet does not gather en masse for one final push.
Wait a minute, is your voice dubbed?
What'll I tell them?
Just don't say anything. They won't notice.
All right, fair enough.
Sorry for doubting you, it's just...
TV is dead! Won't love the internet! Sell out!
Oh, sell out. Don't call me a I'm raging at that. I'm not a sellout. Go to one of the guiding guides.
Currently, there is one homegrown telly show about games on British terrestrial TV, and you're watching it. 6 episodes over 6 weeks in a year, and on regional telly as well. It's no much, is it, folks? But the truth is that games TV just isn't an ongoing concern for a broadcaster. Look at me trying to pitch a game show idea to an executive producer at the BBC.
Right, here's what I'm thinking. Reviews, good wee comedy bits, lovely games footage.
Games? I don't think so. Look, the BBC have to challenge the audience. The BBC's built its reputation on bold, creative TV that leads the rest of the world. I'm thinking the wonderful Graham Norton in a spangly jacket, casting a lovely lady in a West End musical. That's brilliant. So let me do this. Now, fortunately, my lovely paymasters at BBC Scotland were more open-minded, and they've brought gaming TV back to the masses, well, the Scottish masses, for 6 weeks of the year, at almost midnight, on a Sunday. Let's take a look back at the golden age of games TV.
That's perfect. That was brief, eh, readers? There's only one example of good non-internet games TV in the history of the universe, and it is, of course, Games Master. We all loved it. We all loved you, Dominic Diamond. But let's be straight here. Games Master was a ropey format, saved, carried, made legendary by Dominic Diamond alone. You don't believe me? And you obviously never saw Dexter Fletcher presenting it. I saw it. I saw it. Here's some incredible truths about games TV that other people won't tell you. 1. Most people in positions of power at telecompanies have no idea about games. No idea about the internet. Some of them can't even get their emails. TV is an insular, sheltered world full of technophobes. They have no idea. 2. The people in positions of power at telecompanies are right not to commission lots of games TV because, well, usually it's really dire. And also, you guys don't really watch it. Yous all download it at your leisure off the internet because you know that TV is dead. 3. Games TV is a nightmare to do properly on a commercial channel, and most TV channels are commercial channels. That's why we're here at the BBC, not for the glamour. There's no glamour at the BBC. No, we're here because, from a critical point of view, we can say whatever we like. On a commercial channel, we'd have to please the advertisers, would be EA's boyfriend. 4. You're never going to see much games coverage on TV because games are pretty niche. Oh, but the games industry's bigger than Hollywood. No, that's a myth. A myth perpetuated by people who are trying to pitch games TV shows. I've done it in the past. The games industry's not even as big as the book industry. No, games are pretty niche. And with that understanding comes lower audience expectations, and with that comes investment that is, as we say in Scotland, toty. So here's me in the Gaiden production office. As you can see, we're all spinning the plates, trying to get everything done on a tight budget, emailing back and forth with the lawyers, trying to get a reply from Nintendo's PR people. The usual thing. It's fantastic being on telly. We're doing a service, remember, for an underrepresented audience. Hooray! Rab's the best, Rab's the best, Rab's the best, Rab's the best. And yet, while we buzz away in here, the internet is where games TV, all TV, is alive and well. The internet is the future. And yet your big boys like the BBC are playing catch-up and blowing hard, believe me. The internet's where myself and the rest of us in Gaiden come from. It's a place we understand. It's a place we love. But don't get me wrong, I adore watching things on the old television set. It's like listening to Sign of the Times on vinyl. It's the ideal, but it's just not practical anymore. And if the broadcasters don't wake up to the fact that the new media is superseding the old, then there might no be a non-commercial BBC in the future to make games TV for you and me. And on that day, we're all royally screwed. Here, don't tell the BBC I said any of that, right? Our secret. Cheers.
You know what this game looks like? It's like that bully game from Rockstar.
Shh, we're not calling it bully anymore. That's taboo. You've not played this, have you?
No, because I've still no got a PSP.
Ryan, it's on the PS2.
I was just saying, so what's the deal with this then? I take it you go to chemistry class to learn how to make crack, and you go to history to learn how to go with prostitutes in the past.
No, you're like a big Daily Mail these days, you big papery bastard. This is pure innocent fun, this game. You don't even bully anybody in it. You batter bullies. Like I battered all the bullies that bullied you when we were at school.
Here, I still owe you for that. That Joe King tormented me for years.
Anyway, this is a very, very good game. Usual story, Rockstar know how to do the atmospherics. You can go to the shows in it, Ryan. Or as the English call the shows, the fair. Oh, the fair.
Oh, the fair.
So aye, recommended. It's not as evil as you'd think. It's actually really charming. Oh, by the way, Joe King's waiting for you outside this sound studio.
Oh no, can you give me honours?
Don't worry, Ryan. Only Joe King. I must say, I never said to you I couldn't eat the sweets, so just pardon. Well, folks, it's that wonderful time in the show where I get to show off my Guitar Hero 2 prowess in an incredible gaming challenge.
Oh, Rob, not a challenge, but I hate challenge bits in games programme.
Listen, this bit's going to be different, right? This is Rab video guiding. In the living room tonight, our celebrity guest for this challenge, it's the wonderful band, The Who.
Rob, it's The View.
I know, that's what I said, The Who. Only joking, boys, is that alright, man? Right, as T-Rex said now, let's get it on. Marvin Gaye said that. Let's get it on, mon. No hodders, no excuses. Right. Heart-shaped box would be Nirvana, Ryan. You stay beside me and watch us.
Rob, what are you playing at?
Forever in debt to your priceless advice. and it's been painted by some as a classic. Personally, I've been waiting to get my hands in this game for a long time, so let's feast our eyes.
You watching him for?
Rob, what have you done? Get out of my house, you punks! Rob, come back to me! Rob, breathe! Videogaiden.
And that was your stuff in the cargo hold? That's bad. Last week we received a lot of emails from our elderly viewers who were on the boat that fateful night. And obviously they were quite disturbed to see us presenting this show when the last time they saw us we were dead and bloated, floating in the briny deep.
Now, if we can, we would like to set the survivors' minds at ease. Yes, we are spectres, but don't feel sad for us, because we're about to show you the reconstruction of us watching. Warnings from history.
Aye, the BBC, mark of quality there.
Ka-ching. This is the boys cashing in a bit. Fight box in the PS2.
Aye, it was a telly-programme fight box as well. Virtual warriors fighting in a virtual arena. I remember it well.
Aye, did you see I'm damn right, did you? Were watching it all the time.
Puerile that, innit? Writing that. You can't write that.
Out of order. So this is the gameplay. It's...
No, you describe it.
It's like, the guys get what they turn in circle like a cruise liner.
Got a big broad back in it, but...
Aye, it's boxes for horns, fire coming out of the...
Another
ground.
baldy guy on the BBC, look. It's pretty sweet, isn't it?
Do you see the audience there? Atrocious.
What was wrong with them?
Look at them.
Bigger audience than we've got.
Three different... Well, I suppose I get a good point now.
See, if I was creating a virtual warrior that was going to fight in front of Trevor Nelson, no, he'd be doing, he'd be breaking this game up into bits, he'd be just smashing it. That's what he'd be doing.
That's the BBC, innit?
I know,
slag it off.
No, listen, it was a good wee attempt.
I think it's excellent.
It was a good wee attempt, man. Let's no watch it anymore.
Oh, you know what would wash us down?
Yeah.
Bit of games criticism, Robert.
Hey! Yes! Oh, my boy! Oh, my boy! Socrates wants you to play Hover Bother, the Jeff Minter classic, the Commodore 64, but we're dancing in it.
Videogaiden.
Adolescent erotica has been a part of games ever since the days of Pac-Man, whose girlfriend, Miss Pac-Man, was only 14, but big for her age. Only joking, that's just me trying to be funny. The whole Lolita thing, though, has always been a source of endless fascination for the Japanese. Their comic books are full of images of little schoolgirls with short skirts and white knickers. Their video games are bristling with teen sex appeal. They don't bat an eyelid at that stuff over there, do they? Maybe we should be more like them, eh? What's that? You think so? I'm going to be keeping my eye on you, pal. Rule of Rose has recently had the British media going mental because the trailers and screenshots we've all seen have made the game look a bit, well, a bit pedo. Now that kind of thing doesn't appeal to us, but what appeals to us is that, well, Silent Hill 2 dealt successfully with some big issues and is one of the best of all time. Could Rule of Rose do the same? Could we be seeing another mature, thinking man's adventure game? Or could we be seeing a game so shockingly bad that I'm about to rip off my microphone and refuse to review it? Oh yes. Sorry boys, I'm not doing this. How come he gets good stuff today and I'm stuck with this crap?
I will do you harm.
Let's get the fundamentals out of the way. Rule of Rose is a survival horror set in the past with a cast of children and is all about, wink wink, the type of games that children play. Now I have in my hand here a piece of paper. It was something I was sent alongside the review copy of the game. It's a bug list from a PR company detailing all the stuff that's wrong with the game that's going to get fixed before release. Standard practice, all good stuff. But nowhere in this list does it say game shit will make better. Nowhere does it say this is the most boring game you'll ever play. Sorry Rab, we'll kill ourselves in the morning.
Okay, here's my list. My list of reasons why Rule of Rose is atrocious. 1. Controls. Imagine someone told you had to navigate a network of corridors. Now, imagine you were trapped inside the body of a Hoover with the mind of a shopping trolley. 2. Monsters. Yes, the monsters in this game range from a midget with a scream mask on, to a midget with a rat's head, to a midget wielding a brush, animated by Satan from his wheelchair. Right, forget the numbers. Combat. Here's a tip for any budding games designers out there. When you can't even get as far as making it easy for a player to open a door, you should probably ditch the idea of fights. No sense of achievement. Another point. There's nothing for you to do in this game. Nothing. At one point, you find a dog and you get to give him orders. What this means is that the dog tells you where to go next by sniffing out clues. Let me state this again. The dog tells you what to do next. The much-hyped hints of adolescent erotica, folks. This ain't Nabokov. It's Get It Off.
This game is unbearable. It reminds me in places of the Dreamcast game The Ring, which, believe me, is about as damning an indictment of a game as I could possibly imagine. It looks ugly, it plays ugly, and it's nothing more than one hand-holding section after another, leading you ever onwards into a deeper world of excuse my language, kids.
To be fair, the cutscenes are genuinely brilliant. The story, which is far more about the cruelty and imagination of children than it is about any of that erotica guff, is genuinely interesting.
Playing this game just to experience that story, though, would be like getting into a stranger's car just because you like the wee puppies. And you've known since yay-hat you should always say no to strangers. No.
Gaiden.
Well, folks, that's it done again. I'm not going to tell you what to do, though. You know what to do. Yous are grown-ups.
Just remember and play hover-bother like Socrates told you. He's wired to make you happy.
Now listen, no one touch the keys, right? A cappella, right? Want to get it done. Don't touch. If you don't like me, if you're the BBC, if you don't like him, there's no point in you hiding. This is it. If you don't...
No, you never! No, you never!
Right.
No, you never! No way, man! Get off the telly! You get off the telly! Get off the telly! Gaiden.